One of the most powerful things that I've learned about being a teacher, and I think all teachers know this, but it's that relationship that we have with our students, that ability to make those connections. And I have so many stories of moments that seemed like not a big deal, like seemed like a day in the life of a teacher that literally impacted me, and I'm sure impacted that particular student. So let me tell you a quick story. There was a student, and for the sake of the story, his name will be Michael. So Michael comes to my office one day, and just one afternoon, and he's just, as usual, like a lot of students do, he just walks in and just plops down on the chair in front of my desk, and he's like, "What's going on, what's going on, Mr. Njoku?" And I'm like, "I'm good. How are you doing?" And he pauses and then takes a deep breath and says to me, "I don't think I'm coming back tomorrow." I'm thinking like, "Not coming back tomorrow? What, you're moving?" And he's like, "No, can I tell you something? Can I really be honest with you?" So I was like, "Okay, go ahead. What's going on? He's a good kid, So I'm a little concerned, like, what's going on here?" And I'm thinking, as usual, typically maybe his family's moving somewhere else. I've had this. He's been one of my students since the 8th grade. The school is a 6 through 12, and he's a sophomore or junior. No, he was a junior. No, he was a junior. He was definitely a junior. So I've known him since the 8th grade. So I'm thinking, like, what's going on here? He tells me, can I tell you a quick story? And I was like, go ahead. What's good? He's like, this weekend, and it was a Monday. So he's like, this weekend, I made a lot of money this weekend. And I was like, okay. So how much money did you make? He's like, I made about $2,000. And I was like, whoa, okay, you made $2,000. Like, put me on, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't make $2,000 on a weekend as an administrator, barely in after taxes in a week, So so he says, he said, "Let me show you." He goes out of his pocket and he pulls out a bankroll. And I'm looking at him like, whoa. And he says, "Mister, I know how much you make. Now, you don't make this kind of money." I'm like, "You're right. I don't make this kind of money." But then I asked him, "How did you make that money?" He said, "Me and my brothers, we put in some work this weekend." So when a kid tells me they were putting some work in, usually it's not, I was working at a grocery store, I was working in the family business. When you're putting work in, there's usually a connection to, street stuff, things that might not necessarily be legal or savory, right? So I said to him, "Okay, damn, that's a lot of money putting in work." I was like, I hope nobody got hurt. He's like, no, it's nothing like that. Nobody got hurt. So we just, we were just pushing stuff. I was like, okay. So I looked at him, I'm like, "So you're telling me now that you're going to come back because you want to make this your full-time thing? That this is what you want to do?" He said to me, "Yeah, because Mr. He's like, Mr. I love you. I see how you move every day. But, you work hard. I mean, you work harder than anybody in this building. And you're not making anything close to what you deserve. So why would I want to go in that path?" So I looked at him and I said, "You're right. You're very right. I'm not making that kind of money, and probably never will make it $2,000 in a weekend, in one night." But I asked him just one question. When you were out there doing what you were doing, whatever it is that you were doing, how safe did you feel? And he looked at me, and he looked at the ground. You can see his eyes searching. I'm like, "How safe did you feel? Did you feel as though that everything was 100% good? That you were physically safe, you were mentally safe, you're emotionally safe in that space?" He said nothing. I asked him, "This morning when you walked out your building with that money in your pocket, did you walk out feeling just good and just like, not caring the world? Or were there moments where you were looking over your shoulder?" He said nothing. I said to him, "Little brother, check this out. Michael, every day I get up, I wake out of my bed, I have no worry other than what's happening in the school building, what's happening with my own family. When I walk out of my building, I'm not looking over my shoulder because somebody might have a problem with me or what I'm doing, or there's some kind of street beef because the work that I'm involved in involves the streets. I get to move about and live my life in complete peace with no fear of anyone coming after me. How do you feel right now? He stayed quiet. He stayed very quiet. I said to him, little brother, you know, at the end of the day, you know how I feel about you leaving school? And you know I'm gonna reach out to your moms. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, right? And he said, yeah, mister, I know. And he said to me, you know, my moms know what we're doing. You know, this is, you know, she doesn't like it, but she's not gonna be surprised. She's not unaware. So I was like, okay. I was like, listen, I'm gonna reach out to you, you know, because I wanna make sure you're good. But my prayer is that tomorrow I'm gonna see you. And the day after that, at minimum till graduation. But I cannot control you. You're 17. You know, all I can do is what I can do within the realm of my authority here at the school, and then within the realm of my love for you as one of my students. And he said, mister, I hear you. He got up, and he paused when he got up. He looked at me, and I got up off my chair, you know, give him a pound, give him a hug. I was like, yo, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. He's like, I don't know, mister. I was like, all right, bet. But he leaves. The next day, it's Tuesday, he's not there. You know, and the school does its usual phone calls. You try not in school, whatever the case may be. You know, we track attendance really tight at our school. Wednesday, he wasn't there. And I felt like in my heart, like, God, please, let's not lose another one. And I would have to tell you, it was heavy on my mind. I was even asking some of the classmates, has anybody seen Michael? They're like, yeah, I spoke to him. You know, mister, I don't think he's coming back to school. He said he's not coming back. Even one kid said to me, he told me that he spoke to you about it. I was like, oh yeah, we did. Thursday, normal day. I'm from the school, pounding hugs, students coming in for the, you know, for the school day. And I usually stay there for about 15 minutes afterwards to catch the latecomers, you know, to do our, you know, tardy attendance thing. And everybody's in the building. I'm about to walk into the building, and and you know how you get that energy behind you. So I turn around as I'm about to walk in the building. I look. It's Michael. He's walking, book bag. And I won't lie. I was like, what's going on here? I didn't expect to see him. And I stood there waiting for him. And it felt like the longest wait. He came to me, give me a pound, give me a hug. He's like, what's good, mister? I'm like, what's good with you? He's like, I'm good. I'm like, you ready for class? He said, yeah. Walked into the building. We never had a conversation. We never had a follow-up conversation to what transpired for him to be back in the building. We didn't have to. But however, I can tell you this. The following year, he walked that stage, got that diploma. You know, one of the tightest hugs I ever give a student on stage. You know, it's been years now. It will be 10 years since he graduated. And Michael is doing well. But the thing that makes me proud is that his bread and butter is that he works in the same school system that I worked in currently as a paraprofessional working with special ed students. Crazy, right? This young man who's talking about, I'm leaving school, works in schools now. Those conversations that we have with our students are very, very important. You know, listening to them, engaging them, not belittling them, but really talking to them. Still doing your job as an educator, as a protector, but creating that space for wisdom to be shared with those that we care most about, which is our students, right? You know, make sure you're listening, you're engaging them, you're talking to them. You know, really engage. A part of leading schools is being open to all the diversity of issues and problems and life realities that our kids are going through. But our job is to be there to guide them. This is not just for principals and assistant principals and deans. Even as a teacher, at the core of what we do, we are teachers. So I just wanted to share this with you real quick. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll talk to you all soon, all right? Peace.